Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's when he tried biting. I ain't even noticed that till somebody said something. Somebody said he tried to bite me. I ain't know nothing until somebody said that shit after the fight. And look, they talking about it.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Course, another comparison I don't want to make to Mike Tyson, but
Now that's crazy. That's what he do. He get dirty. He know that heat come.
Following the Round 9 controversy, Roach now claims that Davis attempted to bite his ear during Round 6, drawing comparisons to Mike Tyson's infamous incident with Evander Holyfield. Throughout the fight, Roach landed more clean shots and controlled crucial moments, leading many to question the final decision. Then, Joe Budden stepped in with a bold statement fully supporting Roach. "I owe that man an apology. He definitely earned my respect. A truly great fight and the best I've ever seen against Tank. I think he won. I do too. If the knockdown had been counted, he wins." Budden's comments sent shockwaves through the boxing community. More and more fans and analysts now believe Roach was robbed of a well-deserved victory. Every moment of the fight is being re-examined, and Roach's performance has proven he belongs at the top level. Meanwhile, the pressure is mounting on Davis as calls for a rematch grow louder. Former fighters, trainers, and boxing analysts have also voiced their opinions, with the majority agreeing that Roach deserved better. Many argue that the knockdown in Round 9 should have been counted, a decision that could have completely changed the outcome. Sergio Mora, former world champion and respected commentator, didn't hold back either. He said it was just a great performance by Roach. Too bad the judges didn't believe in him and didn't count that knockdown. It was terrible. His words echo what countless fans have been saying since the final bell. Roach's effort inside the ring was undeniable, but the official result told a different story. The demand for a rematch is growing stronger by the day, and the calls for accountability aren't going away. Now, boxing insiders are questioning whether this fight could spark real change in how high-profile matches are judged. Roach's team remains outspoken, refusing to let the controversy.
it was a good fight. You didn't think
Great fight, but I just champion guy taking a knee, talking about greasing his hair.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm like, yo, how you just in the middle of the fight just go wipe your face?
Also, here's the deal. If you take a knee, that's a knockdown.
That's a knockdown. Subtract 2, right?
You got hit with a jab.
Yeah.
You took a knee.
And then you walked off.
Exactly. That is a knockdown.
Yeah.
So I think they're reviewing that right now.
Nah, that guy should have lost, man.
Hogan's statement has added even more weight to Roach's case. The boxing world is now in an uproar, with many insisting that the sport desperately needs better officiating. Fans are demanding answers, and some are calling this one of the biggest robberies in recent memory. Roach's stock has never been higher, and his supporters are rallying behind him like never before. The call for justice is growing louder, and the entire boxing community is watching closely to see what happens next. The controversy surrounding GervontaDavis versus Lamont Roach continues to escalate, with both fans and analysts already labeling. The bout a Rogan statement has added even more weight to Roach's case. The boxing world is now in an uproar, with many insisting that the sport desperately needs better officiating. Fans are demanding answers, and
Davis take a knee, and should he have been deducted a point? And in the end, lost that fight to Roach, in your opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, if it was a draw, he take a knee. And plus the corner go up and put it a towel in the face, that's a disqualification for sure. I'm talking about the rules. But
some are calling this one of the biggest robberies in recent memory. Roach's stock has never been higher, and his supporters are rallying behind him like never before. The call for justice is growing louder, and the entire boxing community is watching closely to see what happens next. The controversy surrounding GervontaDavis versus Lamont Roach continues to escalate, with both fans and analysts already labeling the bout a robbery. And now another powerful voice has entered the conversation: Canelo Alvarez. The boxing superstar didn't hold back, stating clearly that Davis's actions inside the ring were unacceptable. According to Canelo, what happened in that fight should have led to a disqualification. His words have only added more pressure on Davis and the Boxing Commission to address the growing controversy. Alvarez.
That they wasn't going to overturn it?
Yeah.
I mean, I expected that. I don't really see them doing that. Tank is too big of an attraction. New York, I felt like for a while I was battling with Las Vegas for the big fights. Big fights are edging back to New York. Devin Haney, Brian Garcia was in New York. Tank was in New York with this one, with Lamont. Tank was also in New York for, was it a Rolly?
Rolly. Wilder, Helenius, New York.
Wilder, Helenius. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is New York trying to stay in the in the mix when it comes to the big fights. So I didn't, and the reason that matters is because they lose out on a lot of big shows if they overturn it. If they keep it a draw, you get to see the draw again in New York. That's what Tank said.
Canelo's statement has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, further strengthening Roach's case. Many believe that if a legend like Canelo is calling out the injustice, then action must be taken. Roach's team is now pushing even harder for a rematch, refusing to let the controversial decision stand without a fight. Meanwhile, Davis has yet to respond to the growing backlash, remaining silent as the calls for accountability grow louder. The boxing world is clearly divided, and with stars like Canelo speaking out, the pressure on Davis and the officials is now at an all-time high. Despite the growing support from boxing legends and fans alike, Lamont Roach didn't stop at public opinion. He took the fight beyond the ring. Roach officially filed an appeal against the decision. His team presented strong arguments, citing missed calls and questionable referee decisions. Many believed the appeal could either overturn the outcome or at least force a rematch. However, in a move that left fans frustrated and
From the first fight, you got to learn from the first fight and you got to bring something different, but at the same time, you still got to be careful. That goes for both sides. You can't pick a winner. The fight was too good. You can't pick a winner. I see where Lamont neutralized Tank, and I see where Tank neutralized Lamont. Somebody gotta go even further. This might be one of them Jones, man. We might see 3 of these.
Trainer Greg Hackett also weighed in on the situation, explaining why overturning the result was never likely. He pointed to the influence of big business in boxing, noting that states like New York are eager to secure more major fights. Keeping the draw intact means setting up a high-profile rematch, a move that ensures the city stays in the spotlight. While the decision may benefit promoters and venues, it left Roach and his team with no choice but to push even harder for a rematch. The rejection of the appeal has only fueled more outrage, with fans demanding fairness and transparency in the sport. With the appeal denied, the focus has now fully shifted to securing a rematch. Roach refuses to let this fight go without a clear and decisive ending. His team is going all in, determined to get another shot at Davis. Fans, analysts...
Who do you feel like wins the rematch?
Who wins the rematch?
Yeah.
They're both gonna come ready again. See, the first one was a tough one too. I had Lamont pulling it off. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, smudge. Like I wasn't mad at the draw. You know, I'm gonna rock with Lamont though.
Think Lamont takes it?
It's hard.
Close, yo.
Because Lamont surprised me a lot. You know, so yeah, I'm gonna say Lamont, man.
Greg Hackett also shared his thoughts on the potential rematch, emphasizing that both fighters will need to make key adjustments. He pointed out that Roach must learn from the first fight and come in with a fresh strategy, while Davis needs to be more cautious.
Tank opponents.
The first fight
everybody
was too close to call,
everybody
which makes
say
the
this,
second
that's
meeting
what you're supposed to
even
say,
more
right? Like I'm
compelling.
going into a fight,
With
I don't
no
think
clear
people
winner
thinking
in
they're
the
gonna
initial
lose,
bout,
but it
a
just
rematch
feels like
seems to be the only way to truly settle the score.
Than most other
Both
people.
camps understand what's at stake. And
That's
if
just how I'm wired, bro.
the fight happens, it could become one of the biggest
back
events
down
in recent
that.
boxing
Damn
history.
sure I ain't never wanted to come
Julian
second to
Gonzalez
anything.
also weighed in on the rematch,
why would it
acknowledging
change
just how tough and evenly matched the first fight was. He admitted that he leaned toward Roach winning but wasn't upset with the draw, recognizing how competitive the bout truly was. Like many others, he expects both fighters to return stronger, ready to deliver a As more voices from the boxing world continue to speak out, the pressure on GervontaDavis to accept a rematch keeps building. Roach has already made it clear he wants another shot, and his team is doing everything possible to make it happen. Fans are rallying behind him, believing he deserves a fair chance to secure a decisive victory. The controversy from the first fight hasn't faded, and many believe a rematch is the only way to truly settle the score. With both fighters now having something to prove, the boxing world is gearing up for what could become one of the most anticipated fights of the year. Joe Rogan also weighed in, calling the potential rematch one of the most exciting fights in the division. He pointed out that aside from elite names like Shakur Stevenson and Vasily Lomachenko, there aren't many compelling challenges left for Davis, which makes the Roach rematch even more important, not just for Roach, but for Davis as well.
Scared of him. Yeah. And Lamont was not scared of him. But they have fought in the amateurs before. I think they fought twice in the amateurs. But Lamont's a new star. That guy's super legit. Super legit and very skillful. Like the way it wasn't just that like Gervonta didn't show up or Gervonta wasn't at his best. No, like Lamont fought a fantastic fight. You know what I'm excited for, man? Terrence Crawford and Canelo. That's
gonna be a big one.
That's the one.
That's a big, huge fight.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah,
a lot of people think Terrence is too small. He weighed himself the other day. He was 180.
Rogan's take has only added more weight to the growing demand for a rematch. The first fight proved that Roach is a legitimate threat, and many believe he deserves another shot at Davis. But this potential rematch isn't just about Roach proving himself. It's also a chance for Davis to show he can win convincingly. A second fight could become one of the biggest events in boxing, drawing in both casual viewers and hardcore fans of the sport. With everything on the line for both fighters, the pressure is mounting to make it happen. Joe Rogan continued to praise Lamont Roach, highlighting his fearless performance against GervontaDavis. He pointed out that Davis typically steamrolls his opponents, with many fighters too afraid to truly engage. But Roach was different. He stepped into the ring without fear and delivered a performance that proved he belongs among boxing's elite. Their shared history in the amateurs may have added some fuel, but in the pros, Roach showed he was far more.
Taking a rematch, to be honest.
Tell me why.
I think he'll stop him in the rematch too.
Tell me why.
I think he'll stop him. I mean, well, I just feel like
your boy Shock said that they were sparring over there. That the round two, the next fight, we're gonna get like what we expected. Did you feel any of that?
That's what I feel, bro. I feel like the next fight, I feel like I think Tank gonna put him on the next fight. Now it's all rumors and stuff. Of course, we don't know if it's true, but I mean, I heard that Tank was going through a lot of stuff, bro. We all know, bro. Like, well, I know, but a lot of people, I mean, as a fighter, bro, it's more mental than anything. When you got a lot of stuff mentally.
Rogan's words have further solidified Roach's growing reputation in the boxing world. He didn't just survive against Davis. He took the fight to him, making it one of the toughest battles of Davis's career. Fans and analysts alike are now viewing Roach not just as a tough opponent, but as a legitimate top contender. His performance has shifted the conversation about the lightweight division, putting his name alongside the best in the sport. With this momentum, a rematch with Davis wouldn't just be about settling controversy. It would be a battle between two of the division's biggest names, with everything on the line. Regis Prograis also shared his thoughts on the potential rematch. Leaning in favor of GervontaDavis, he believes that if Davis and Roach meet again, Davis will stop him the second time around. Prograis pointed out that the first fight didn't go as expected, but he feels the rematch will be different. Rumors have circulated that Davis wasn't at his best mentally going into
the day, bro. Fighters are human, just like everybody is. So we got a lot of mental.
going on, a lot of personal stuff going on. And when you got all that stuff going on, bro, like, it'll get in your head. You know what I'm saying? So I heard that Tank had a lot of stuff going on. And you can tell, bro, you can even hear him in the interviews. He was talking about retirement. He was talking about going to therapy. So when you hear that, bro, you know, like, he's not mentally there. He's not clear. He's not clear-headed mentally.
Despite Prograis favoring Davis, many still believe Roach has what it takes to pull off the upset. His ability to match Davis in their first fight proved that he's not just another opponent. He's a serious contender. If Davis was truly dealing with external distractions, a focused version of him in a rematch could present an even greater challenge. However, Roach is only improving, and his confidence has soared after standing toe-to-toe with one of boxing's most feared punchers. The rematch wouldn't just be about settling the controversy. It would be about proving who the better fighter truly is. Regis Prograis continued to discuss Davis's mindset leading up to the fight, emphasizing the importance of the mental side of boxing. He pointed out that fighters are human and face personal struggles just like anyone else. According to Prograis, Davis had a lot going on outside the ring, which may have affected his performance. He referenced interviews where Davis spoke about thoughts of retirement and seeking therapy, suggesting that his head might not have been fully in the fight. If true, this could explain why Davis didn't dominate in the way many had expected. Davis's mental state has become a major talking point in the lead-up to a potential rematch. Some believe that a fully focused Davis will perform much better the second time around, while others argue that it was Roach's skill that made the fight so close. Regardless, the rematch is shaping up to be much bigger than the first, with both fighters having something to prove. If Davis was truly distracted in the first fight, he now has the chance to show the world what he can do when he's at 100%. Meanwhile, Roach is more motivated than ever, knowing he came so close to shocking the boxing world and determined to finish the job in the rematch. Regis Prograis doubled down on his belief that Davis wasn't fully locked in for the first fight. He pointed out that, leading up to the bout, Davis's words and body language indicated that his mind was elsewhere. From talks of retirement to mentions of therapy, it seemed like Davis was carrying personal struggles into the ring.
He had stuff going on with his trainers and stuff too, Calvin Ford and all that type of stuff too. So I feel like in a rematch, all that stuff will clear out. He's gonna be back to him, and I do feel like he's gonna win a rematch, and probably by